Hey guys, so over the rest of this quarter, we're going to be talking about the parts of speech, which are the different types of words that we come in contact with whenever we use language. We're going to start with the most basic one that you've probably heard about before, hopefully, and that's nouns. Okay, now you have a sheet that I want you to follow along with, and I do want you to fill this out as we go along because there's going to be a few different types of nouns we talk about, so I want to make sure you're paying attention and that you have this sheet to keep in the notes section of your binder. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about nouns in general. So a noun is a person, place, thing, or idea. Okay, so some example of nouns, people, like LeBron James, author, friend, Barack Obama, so they can be specific people or more general words for people like friend or author. Places, Richmond, city, mall, baseball field, all those are places we can go to. Things, okay, so anything we can hold, a book, CD, football, paint. All right, now ideas are things like happiness, success, loyalty, and love. So they don't really fall in the things category because you can't really touch them and hold them, but they are still nouns. Okay, so let's identify the nouns in each of these sentences, all right? And I'm going to just circle all the nouns that I see. And I want you to do the same thing on your paper. So number one, John bought a can of soup in the grocery store, but Frank looked at a magazine. All right, so a few things I want you to do here. We want to look for people, places, things, or ideas. So I see a couple people. I see John and Frank. All right, I don't really see, let's see, places. I do have the grocery store. All right, so that's a place we could go to. Let's see, and then I have some things. I have a can. All right, it's got soup in it. And I have a magazine. All right, so make sure you have all those nouns circled on your paper. All right, now let's look at my next one. Number two, track meets include many different events. All right, so I don't really have any people in here. I really need places. I have a few things. So I have this track meet. Now, track is technically an adjective, just like grocery was in the last sentence, which we'll talk about more later, but we can kind of group them together for now. And then we have many different events. Okay? All right, number three, many outstanding runners come from Kenya, it's supposed to be country, in Africa. So I have some people. I have runners, okay, places, Kenya, country, and Africa. I don't see any things or ideas that I need to circle, okay? All right, so let's take a look at technical difficulties. Let's take a look at a couple different types of nouns that we need to know the difference between, and that's common or proper nouns, okay? So a common noun is a general, and I want you writing this down on your line, a general name for a person, place, thing, or idea. All right, so when we talk about common nouns, I'm not talking about a specific person, just people in general, okay? So I say city, right? It's a place, but it's not a specific place. School, teacher, friend. So none of these directly refer to specific cities, schools, teachers, or friends. They're just general, okay? Now, a proper noun, on the other hand, is the name of a specific person, place, thing, or idea. Okay, so this time we're talking about one particular noun. All right, so some examples, Durham, that's a specific city. We're just talking about that one city, Durham. Triangle Day School, same thing, one particular school. Miss Butera, that's one person. Kimberly, that's a specific person. So proper nouns, specific person, place, thing, or idea. Now, what do you notice about those proper nouns? Take a second and look at them. Hopefully you notice that they are all capitalized. Okay? So if you are using proper nouns, and I've already seen some of you not doing this very well, you need to be capitalizing them. Okay? So they are all capitalized. Make sure you're putting that in your blank. All right, so I have another list here just so we can look at them. Common nouns are things like state versus the proper noun, Virginia. Song instead of the specific song, Wrecking Ball. Country instead of the specific country, Mexico. Language instead of the specific language, French. All right. So let's look at some practice here with our common and proper nouns. So we're going to underline the common nouns and circle the proper nouns. And if there's any capitalization mistakes, we want to correct them. All right, so the boy and his Aunt Rita climbed Mount Fuji. So looking for my nouns in general, I see the noun boy. Okay, I'm going to underline that. Okay, we don't have a specific name right now. All right, I see Aunt Rita. That's a specific person. We have a name, so I'm going to circle that. All right, climbed Mount Fuji. All right, Mount Fuji is a place, name of a specific place, specific mountain, so I'm going to circle it. Now, I have some capitalization issues I need to fix. I want to capitalize Aunt Rita and Mount Fuji. Any proper nouns must be capitalized. All right? Number 2, the little boy had to take a boat across the Sea of Japan. So I see a lot of nouns. I have boy again, another common one. I have a boat, it's a thing. Okay, the Sea of Japan. That's the name of a specific sea, a specific place. So I'm going to circle it. And then I need to capitalize Sea, Japan. All right, now, number 3, a friend of his aunt, Captain Strauss, piloted the ship. I want everyone to take a second and do exactly what I just did on the first 2 on your own paper. Underline the common nouns, circle the proper nouns, correct any capitalization mistakes. So I'll give you a few seconds to do that. All right, so hopefully we had a moment to underline our common nouns, circle our proper nouns, and correct any capitalization issues. So let's go through and check it. So a friend of his aunt. I would have underlined friend and aunt since those are both common nouns. Captain Strauss, that's someone's name. I'm going to circle that. That's a proper noun. And I need to fix my capitalization there since it's proper. And then he piloted the ship, which is a thing or place, depending on how you want to look at it. And it's a common noun, so I underlined it. All right, so last thing I want to talk about is possessive nouns. And I know this is a lot of stuff, but we're going to talk about all of it and practice it a ton. So you will have loads of time to get used to this. So a possessive noun, all right, that's going to show, let's see, ownership or possession. So basically, it means something belongs to something else, okay? So let's look at some examples of some possessive nouns, okay? So I have Katie's shoe, okay? Her shoe's been made possessive because the shoe belongs to her. The dog's bone, same thing. Dogs is possessive because the bone belongs to the dog. The student's idea. So the idea belonged to the students. Now, look at all of those nouns. We have Katie's, dogs, students. What do you notice about how we make a noun possessive? All right, hopefully you noticed that we add an apostrophe, and make sure you're filling in these blanks. My R got a little crazy there. All right, so here's how this works. If the word is plural and ends in an S, like the plural noun students, you just add the apostrophe, okay? Because you've already added an S to it, all right? So we don't want to be like SSS. We're not snakes. We're not like at the end of our words, okay? So examples, student's idea, artist's salon, horse's hooves. All right, so I just added an apostrophe at the end of that word. Now, if it's a word that's singular, a noun that's singular, like we saw up here with Katie and dog, I add an apostrophe S, okay? So apostrophe S if it's singular, all right? Just an apostrophe if we've already added the S, okay? The reason for that is if I'm saying students, okay, and I made it students apostrophe S, it would be students, that's a lot of S, okay? We don't want that. We don't want to add that S, okay? All right, so if you're sitting here going, what do you mean by plural and singular? Which hopefully you're not, but if you are, let's recap that really quickly. So nouns can be singular, meaning there is only one of them, okay? So like me, there's only one me, I'm singular, okay? Or plural, where there's more than one, okay? Like teachers, there's more than one teacher. Okay, most nouns become plural by adding an S, which is why we don't want to add an apostrophe S on top of that. So like football goes to footballs, cat goes to cats. Now some are weird and change form, like child goes to children, goose goes to geese. And in that case, we can still add our apostrophe S because we're not snakes. We're not adding too many S's in that situation. All right, so I'm going to add either an apostrophe or an apostrophe S down here to make it possessive. So Lewis Carroll, an author. If I want to make Lewis Carroll possessive, I'm going to add an apostrophe S at the end. So now I have an S. All right, now knife, like if I'm talking about the knife's handle or something, apostrophe S, so I didn't already make it plural. Book, like the book's title, apostrophe S. Now children, it's plural, but I didn't make it plural with an S, so I can still add my apostrophe S. Sirens, like the siren's wail, if I'm trying to make that plural, I've already added an S here. I already made it plural. So I'm just going to add an apostrophe. Okay? All right, so to recap, nouns, a person, place, thing, or idea. Nouns can be common or proper. Okay? If they're common, it's general, just, like dog. Okay? If it's proper, it's a specific name for a person, place, thing, or idea. So like my dog's name is Ginny. So Ginny would be the proper noun, and we capitalize those. Now, possessive, we can also make nouns possessive, which is when we're showing that something belongs to something else. Okay? We usually do that by adding an apostrophe S, but if we've already made that noun plural by already adding an S, we just add an apostrophe. Okay? So we'll do more practice with this, but hopefully that gives you a little introduction so we can start thinking about all of this. Hopefully it was a review, but if not, this should give you an idea of what's going on. So have a great weekend, and I'll see you Monday.